my opinion, imagination is the single biggest defining trait of the human race. At some point in time, every single man-made thing in the entire world didn't exist. It required someone imagining something that didn't exist and then further imagining a way to make it real. As we journey through the labyrinth of human imagination today, there's a key awaiting you at the end, one that might just unlock some doors that you never even knew existed. Take a moment to look around. Every invention, every piece of art, every technological wonder, they existed only in the mindscape of someone's imagination. From the tallest skyscraper to the device you're watching this on, it all started as an idea, a fragment of someone's imagination that then became tangible and real. Imagine walking by a bustling cafe. You catch a glimpse of two people engrossed in conversation, their faces animated and their hands in motion. You don't know them and you've only seen a moment of their exchange, but your mind starts weaving tales about who they might be, what they might be discussing, or the relationship that they share. And this isn't just curiosity, it's your imagination at play in everyday life. Our imagination isn't reserved only for the grand moments or the masterpiece paintings. It operates subtly in the background, always ready, even in the simplest of scenarios. Each day, in countless small ways, we rely on our imagination, piecing together fragmented information, filling in gaps, or simply daydreaming while gazing out of a window. The scale may vary, but the core remains. The incredible power of our minds to conceive, connect, and create from even the tiniest bits of information. Imagination is our innate storyteller, ready to jump in and give life to the incomplete and the undefined. So next time you find yourself connecting the dots in a situation, remember it's your imagination showcasing its everyday magic. Imagination is a double-edged sword, however. On one side, it gifts us with the brilliance of art and music, literature, and groundbreaking innovations. It allows us to dream, to envision worlds beyond our immediate surroundings, and to aspire for greatness. However, the other side of this sword can sometimes cut deep, especially when we navigate the intricacies of human relationships and cultural understandings. A fleeting glimpse of someone else's life or a foreign culture, and our imagination gets to work. It stitches together stories, attaches labels, and constructs narratives, often without our conscious awareness. Say you meet someone with a distinct accent, attire, or a way of life. Without knowing their complete story, our minds, with the aid of imagination, might start concocting an entire backstory, attaching beliefs, values, and sometimes even biases. Similarly, a short visit to a new place or a brief interaction with a foreign culture can lead our imagination to paint broad brushstrokes, often overshadowing the nuances and diversity within. It's these unchecked imaginations that can foster misunderstandings, leading to unfound beliefs and, at times, even tensions between people. The challenge, therefore, isn't to suppress our imagination, but to educate and to guide it correctly. It's about seeking knowledge, understanding the diverse tapestry of human cultures, and ensuring that our imagined stories are both respectful and informed. In every corner of our world, there are tales that have captivated hearts and minds for generations. Vampires lurking in the shadows, werewolves transforming under a full moon, mermaids serenading sailors from deep oceanic abysses. They all spring from the well of human imagination. In times gone by, without the clarity that modern science offers, people were often surrounded by mysteries they couldn't quite grasp. A particularly ferocious animal might inspire stories of a werewolf. Unexplained disappearances near large bodies of water, perhaps the work of mermaids or sea monsters. These myths and legends, born from our attempts to explain the unexplainable, did more than just entertain. They served as cautionary tales, lessons, or simply a means to make sense of the vast, mysterious world around us. There were times where people were believed to be cursed or perhaps even possessed by the devil or some other supernatural demon. Things that could be explained today simply as the common cold. Other medical conditions like schizophrenia would have also existed a long time ago, but people didn't understand it yet and imagined supernatural causes instead. It's a testament to the power of imagination that even as we've progressed and come to understand more about our world, these tales remain with us. They are woven into our cultural fabric, shaping our literature, films, and our art. Our ability to create stories to imagine the fantastical is what makes these legends enduring and universal. In the landscape of imagination, there's a very intimate space, the narrative that we create about ourselves. Within this realm, our thoughts craft tales of triumphs, dreams, fears, and insecurities. It's where the heroes and villains of our own story reside, often shaped by experiences, interactions, and sometimes fleeting moments of self-doubt or pride. When we stand in front of the mirror, it's not just our reflection that we see. We also see the shadows of past failures, the glow of achievements, and the possibilities of future endeavors. That voice inside that says, "I can conquer mountains," is imagination at play, drawing from our successes and aspirations, but in the same breath, there might be a whisper subdued by persistent, cautioning, "Maybe it's out of your league." This too is a product of our imagination, often rooted in past disappointments or fears. These internal narratives hold immense power. They can propel us to chase our dreams, push our boundaries, and overcome challenges. But they can also tether us, making us prisoners of our own perceived limitations. The key is to recognize these stories for what they are: imaginative constructs. By doing so, we can choose which narratives to nurture, which tales to retell, and which stories need a new ending. Our minds and bodies are inextricably linked, with each thought potentially echoing in our physical well-being. The tales that we conjure up, especially about ourselves, don't just remain in the realm of thought, but they ripple through our physiology. Take self-perception, for instance. When we constantly tell ourselves that we are inadequate or not up to the mark, our bodies take note. There's a surge of stress hormones like cortisol. Our heart rate might increase, our palms could sweat, and our muscles might tense. This isn't a one-off event. With repetition, these physical responses can become the body's default setting. Over prolonged periods, the constant release of these stress hormones can wreak havoc. It may lead to issues like difficulty sleeping, weakened immune systems, or even digestive problems, all stemming from a narrative that started in our own imagination. On the flip side, when we craft positive stories about our abilities and worth, our body again responds. Endorphins, often termed the feel-good hormones, get released, leading to feelings of euphoria and general well-being, our body's way of rewarding positive self-perception. So while our imagination can craft beautiful tales, it's vital to remember its potential impact on our very real, very tangible health. Choosing which stories to believe and which to challenge can be more than a matter of mindset, it can be a matter of well-being. History paints a vivid canvas of how imagination often becomes our crutch when faced with the unexplained. When ancient civilizations looked up to the sky, unable to comprehend the vastness and mysteries it held, they turned to their imagination for answers. Consider the God of Gaps philosophy. Throughout time, humans encountered phenomena that were beyond their understanding. Thunderstorms, eclipses, and the ebb and flow of tides were once deeply mystifying. In the absence of scientific explanations, these events were often ascribed to gods or deities or other supernatural forces. These gods became placeholders, stepping in wherever knowledge fell short. Similarly, mysterious lights or unfamiliar celestial events often spurred tales of divine omens or, in more recent times, stories of extraterrestrial encounters. Such stories persisted across cultures and eras, showcasing our intrinsic need to narrate and explain the world around us. In essence, whenever history presented us with a void of understanding, our imagination was right there, ready to fill it in with stories and explanations that would shape societies and cultures for generations to come. The beauty of imagination lies not just in its ability to conjure stories, but also in its capacity to reshape our tangible world. When we delve into the chronicles of human achievement, we see imagination acting as the driving force behind our progress. Think of the luminescent light bulb, the marvel of aeroplanes soaring through the skies, or the digital wonderland that we all now traverse with ease. Each of these began as a mere whisper of a thought, a spark in someone's mind. These visionaries often met with skepticism, dared to dream beyond the boundaries of the known. In the quiet corners of their workshops, laboratories, and studios, they toiled, refining these visions. The initial idea, fueled by relentless passion and tireless work, transformed into pioneering innovations that shifted the very axis of our existence. Imagine a world without the gentle hum of a computer, the ability to communicate instantaneously across vast oceans, or even the simple joy of biting into a delicious dish that we've never tasted before. All these experiences and countless more owe their existence to someone's vivid imagination. So while imagination might at times lead us into the realm of myths or misunderstandings, it is undeniably the cornerstone upon which human advancement has been built. It reminds us that within each of us lies the potential not only to dream, but to turn those dreams into reality that can reshape the world. Imagine our mind as a wild garden. It's there, it's growing, but without some care, it might not grow the way we want. Our imagination is a bit like this. Even though it's natural for us to dream and think up ideas, we can't leave it to just run wild. When we're young, our imagination is like a burst of color everywhere, messy but magical. As we grow, we learn to channel this energy. We can shape it, we can guide it, just like a gardener shapes a garden. But digging into our minds can sometimes be tough. We find old memories and fears, and these old feelings can cloud our thinking and shape our imagination in ways we might not want. It's like finding weeds in the garden. And just like weeds, we need to face them, learn from them, and then move on. Imagine being in a maze. The walls might be made from past moments, old worries, or things we once believed. The center of this maze might be something that we fear the most, but to truly understand ourselves, we need to reach this center, face it, and then find our way out. Looking after our own minds and feelings isn't selfish, it's necessary. After all, we're told to put on our own seatbelt or our own oxygen mask first before helping others, right? So it's the same with understanding our feelings and thoughts. Once we understand ourselves, we're better equipped to understand and help others. This journey inside of our minds is worth it. It helps us not just to control our imagination, but use it better. And it's not just about making ourselves better, it's about connecting with the world and the people around us in a richer way. Stepping through the corridors of life, our imagination is a constant companion, shaping the world we perceive and the paths we choose. It's the muse that inspires our greatest achievements, the guiding light that illuminates possibilities, yet occasionally the whisper that might lead us astray. Imagine the strength we'd possess if we could truly tap into this reservoir of potential within us, to sift through the chaff, to nurture the ideas worth pursuing, and to discern the tales that need revising. But while it's a force of immense power, it's also a skill, one that we can hone and sharpen with knowledge, experience, and insight. This journey that we are on together, diving deep into the realms of human understanding and potential, is an opportunity. An opportunity to learn, to grow, and to constantly refine our perspective. The stories we've explored today are but a drop in the vast ocean of possibilities. So stay curious, keep questioning, and continue exploring. Every day is a new chapter, a fresh canvas, waiting for our imagination to color it in.